Now, your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
Our Weather Day Planner today getting you out the door this morning. Sunrise at 6:02. Not a bad idea to have the raincoat nearby if you want to have that umbrella just because of the threat of rain and storms. But listen, when those storms roll around, though, that's when you don't want to be outside. The best time for that is going to be in the late afternoon through early evening. So just a heads up on that, especially maybe if you do have any outdoor afternoon plans. Live Doppler 9 is going to be your best tool today.
All right, thank you, Kate. Hey, in case you missed it, take a look at this. After years of restoration, the Royal Chapel in the Palace of Versailles is finally ready to welcome visitors again. The chapel reflects the advanced craftsmanship of the 18th century. King Louis XIV personally presided over the construction of that chapel. Isn't that just gorgeous? Restoration complete.
Beautiful.
Looks brand new.
Well, the Toronto Football Club signing a late tryout Monday. Well, an alligator that wandered into the training session. So the team, which is training in Orlando because of COVID travel restrictions, shared photos and videos of players posing with the reptile. And the club says on Twitter it's agreed to terms with Alligator on a short-term loan. Although the newbie wasn't a starter last night.
No, probably not.
The fastest those guys have ever run.
Yeah. Otto the elephant is putting on a show for visitors at Munich Zoo. Keepers say Otto has been outside before, but when he saw visitors for the first time during the pandemic, he trumpeted and ran around his enclosure with his mom and two aunts. It's very cute. They say Otto is spending his days enjoying the weather, exploring his enclosure, and playing in the sand. It is now 5 o'clock.
Happening now.
Creating a space for care for children with disabilities. Upstate opens the Golisano Center for Special Needs.
Plus, challenging the governor on COVID restrictions. Some New York State senators are taking steps to peel back protocols.
And the days of scrambling to book an appointment may be gone soon, very soon. You can simply walk in and get your COVID shot.
From WSYR TV Syracuse, the local station, you're watching the Morning News.
And a good Wednesday morning. It's 5 o'clock. I'm Dan Cummings.
And I'm Nicole Samavilla. Thanks for starting your day with us on the Morning News. And if you are going out for a vaccine appointment today, depending on the time, Kate, you might want to bring the rain jacket.
Yeah, rain jacket, umbrella, maybe in thunderstorms.
Too windy.
You don't too windy, but also that's a little dangerous.
Lightning.
Yeah, so you really need to plan accordingly. Live Doppler 9, having that app. That way you get alerted in case a severe thunderstorm alert is issued for you, but also you can keep an eye on whether you need to make a run for it or if you need to hold off or anything like that. But everything is pretty quiet right now. It's mild. It's 54 degrees right now, and our dew point's 43. That's starting to come up. We really have not had dew points above like 30 degrees in quite some time. But Live Doppler 9, most of our rain has been hanging out north of the Thruway. It's really been fizzling out so far this morning, and we will have a lull. The driest part of our day is happening this morning through noontime. But from 1 o'clock on, though, we are fair game for rain and thunderstorms, and we are at a low risk for potentially some strong to severe weather. So I'm going to have all that for you hour by hour in our timecast coming up.
5:01. So you haven't made your vaccine appointment yet, and starting tomorrow, you no longer have to.
All those 16 years or older can walk into state-run sites and get the vaccine right on the spot. According to the governor's office, more than 14 million people have been vaccinated in New York State. And as we know, these larger sites are seeing less foot traffic as the vaccine continues to roll out.
So for the people who felt, well, this is, I'm not comfortable going on the internet, I don't want to call, I don't want to talk to a lot of people, all the obstacles are removed. All the barriers are removed. Just show up and roll up your sleeve, and the mass vaccination sites have capacity to handle it.
The state is also allowing local health departments to have the walk-in availability. So far, nothing has been announced at the county level on when that might take effect.
5:02. Of course, nowadays when you leave the house, this has been the case for the last year or so, right? You get your keys, your wallet, make sure you got a mask either with you or in the car. New guidance, though, out now from the CDC says you won't need a mask any longer if you're outside in most cases. So whether you're vaccinated or not, you can now safely walk down the street, go for a run, take a bike ride. You don't need a mask. You also won't need a mask to attend a small outdoor gathering with others if everyone else in that gathering has all of their shots. Now, if you are fully vaccinated, the guidelines are even looser now. You can now hang outside with others without a mask, whether they're vaccinated or not. CDC says everyone should, though, still wear masks outside for mass gatherings, like if you go to the fair this summer or catch a baseball game or maybe a concert. Masks must stay on indoors at all times. There's been no change there.
Well, happening today, the New York State Senate will move to suspend several executive orders put in place by the governor at the start of the pandemic. Among the repeals on the table, no longer requiring people to buy food in bars and restaurants along with their alcoholic drinks. State Senator John Mannion is the lead sponsor on that bill. Also on the table, transparency for people helping with COVID operations and timely and accurate administration of COVID vaccines. Republicans say it's a step in the right direction, but more work needs to be done.
Well, Governor Cuomo is now asking the state attorney general to review legal options to try and challenge the 2020 census count. Because if just 89 more New York State residents had filled out the census form, we would have kept all of our congressional seats. But as it stands now, we stand to lose one based on the current count.
Well, every census counts, and a longtime restaurant owner knows every worker counts, but he says they're hard to come by right now. He explains to News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan that could be a bigger economic crisis than the pandemic itself. But right now, he has a plan.
Audrey Furbeck's favorite menu item to make at Bull and Bear is peanut butter pie, but she knows from her decades in the industry that raising a family on a restaurant wage is not a piece of cake, which is what makes the $4 per hour raise she just found out about so exciting.
That means a lot to me. It's going to help with car payments, National Grid, a lot of stuff, a lot of bills.
The owner calls it a reward for the back-of-house staff, like those in the kitchen, who've been loyal to their jobs when 1/3 of their coworkers left during the pandemic and haven't come back.
We're competing directly with unemployment now. Never happened before in the history of, at least my history anyway.
Between what the state and federal governments pay, someone on unemployment can get up to $20 an hour without the work. Bull and Bear's raise not only incentivizes current staff to stay, but the owner hopes to attract 30 more workers he needs to run his 3 locations in DeWitt, Fayetteville, and Clay.
I've never been one to get behind something like this, so I'm trying to get out ahead of it. I know what the summer is going to bring. I know that people want to have fun. They want to enjoy themselves. They want to have service. We need to figure out how do we continue to do that, and how do we reward the people again to come to work rather than stay home.
In the meantime, he asks customers to be patient. Orders might be slower and wait times for a table might be longer across the industry.
It's a crisis. I'm almost concerned that it will be worse as a result than the pandemic itself.
He thinks to survive, other restaurants will need to consider raising their wages too. In DeWitt, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
Well, the owner thinks the raises will cost him more than $100,000, some of which will come from the federal government's Paycheck Protection Program. He says after unemployment returns to normal, some of those raises could stay.
Well, this morning, keep your eye to the sky. If you live anywhere near the airport and you're paying attention to the flight patterns, you'll notice this. Planes going in and out of Hancock will be flying over neighborhoods that almost never see them overhead. Why? There's some construction going on. At 7 o'clock this morning, Hancock will shut down its main runway until the fall. They're making major repairs there this spring and summer. The last time they did this was 15 years ago. So now, starting at 7 o'clock, instead of the normal east-west flight pattern, Hancock will be using its secondary runway on more of a northwest-southeast track. Planes are going to be low, coming in over places like Manlius, Fayetteville, and Manoa.
It's not constant, from sun up to sundown aircraft. We do have certain peaks where you will see maybe 4 airplanes in a row, and then it'll be quiet. And that's kind of what you're going to be seeing, little spurts of traffic.
So there you go, Fayetteville, Manlius. It's not a bird, it's a plane in the sky. They're still taking off over North Syracuse. Work at Hancock going to go on about 160 days, right into early October.
Well, Upstate's Golisano Center for Special Needs is now open. It's designed to fill a gap in diagnostics and treatment of autism in kids. It also provides coordinated care for children and teens with many types of intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Then there's a gigantic need for early diagnosis and early intervention for developmental disabilities. And that's something that we have really aimed to do, is decrease wait times, increase capacity, and increase kind of the scope of care.
Tom Golisano himself donated $3 million to help make the center a reality. Big need for that in our community.
Yeah, that's a great step forward. 5:08. Today we're going to have a little rain.
A little bit of rain.
Where's that rain going to fall, Kate?
I think everyone is going to see rain. Not everyone gets the thunderstorms, but we are at that risk. You know, we kind of go on that scale as far as severe weather goes from a 1 to a 5. We're at a 1 today.
Okay.
But that's enough, though, that you need to just be a little weather aware.
More on the weather right after the break with Kate. And then all throughout the pandemic, a lot of us have turned to mental health apps for help.
Still ahead, Consumer Reports warns some of those apps may not be as private as you think.
You're watching the Morning News with Dan Cummings, Nicole Somavilla, and Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast. News Channel 9, the local station.